All right, we are back with the half-baked thoughts with the Crew Wolf Pack. We have with us myself, Steve Rose of Waffle Iron Gym. We've got Matt Cesney of Qui-Gon Gym. We've got Paul Foss of the Shim, and we've got Big Eddie Woodard of the
Garden spot, Jim.
Garden Spot Gym. There we go. So we are back and we're ready to roll.
Great to see you fellas again. Look at us. Is this our third in a row?
I think so, yeah.
Look at that. We never missed an every other week podcast for 3 weeks now.
Look at
We're
us.
practically
Look at us
famous.
just succeeding.
Nice.
And we've got dozens of views. Actually, we can call it
Yeah.
scores of views too. I think we're basically famous.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. So what's new?
Um, I've been crashing out pretty well on bench, so that was pretty nice. But squat was going well, and the deadlift wasn't great, but wasn't terrible, so that's good.
Who trains their deadlift?
Hey, that's
Whoa,
all I
trap
have.
bar.
Hey, that's all I have. You shut up about that.
And
I've
yours
started
is
training it
fantastic,
again.
Paul, and I'm happy for you.
So I've started training mine again.
How's that going, Eddie?
Uh,
I see you doing
it's
the
good.
Juji Mupu
Yep.
program. How's that
Yep.
going?
I'm doing his Invincible Warrior program. It's really great. I love it. It's very challenging in totally different ways than what you expect. I mean, just like the deadlift training, it was 6 sets of 3 to 5 reps, double overhand beltless. He's like, his book talks about it, like you should do belted deadlifts, but sometimes you should take a break and take 4 weeks of no belt deadlifts and just build your core strength and stuff like that. And it's been great. I'm really enjoying it. It's a nice change. The isolation holds are brutal. Those are really taxing my body a lot more than I was expecting, but so I'm excited to see the adaptation. Yep.
Well,
I've
that's
seen
good.
a lot of things about like isometric, like grip training lately. Um, so Joe Sullivan that posted something about dead hanging, and it might have been Jason Carroll was talking about it on his story a lot too. Like dead hangs for powerlifters, like opening up the lats, but also like, for the bigger guys, it's almost like a max effort, like grip training thing
Oh yeah,
too.
it is. Yep.
And
Yep.
like I've been a fan of dead hangs for a long time, and just like it's a little bit of grip, but like that's like one of the first things I do every day when I get home from work is just go down to the pull up bar and just hang for 25 seconds and just open myself up again.
Wait,
Yeah,
hang
that's
on, hang on. We have the Crü Falls returning champion of grip.
Yes, we do.
The
that's
the
If there's
deal
right.
one thing
himself.
if there's one thing I know in this world, it's deadlifting and grip training.
And controlling a horde of ghost defectors with an awesome sword.
Yeah, it is the exact copy of the sword from the Lord of the Rings. So, I mean, it's pretty sweet, and now it's hung up in the shim. But yeah, the grip gauntlet this year was pretty fun. Something that I do grip stuff once a year, and it turns out that's just the right amount of taper to win a contest twice.
Paul, do you have abnormally large hands or something
He
like that
does.
that makes it easier for you?
Yeah, I do have giant hands.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
So is it true what they
It's
say about guys with big hands?
They got big gloves.
yeah,
Yeah, they got to
huge
wear big
gloves.
gloves.
I wear like two extra large gloves, and then I have size 15 shoes. So I also have to
There
wear
you
big
go.
socks.
Yep. That explains a lot.
No, the grip
It's
gauntlet
funny
was
because we talked about that at the Let's Hard Live Easy at the zoo,
Oh yeah.
but I think everyone besides Eddie was hammered.
I don't remember
Yep.
it, but okay.
I do not remember
Sure.
that. Yeah, so I wasn't there.
well, I started drinking after squats that day, so that was not so good.
Yeah, I
It's
can remember most of the
adversity
night.
training.
Oh,
But
I think you
no, the
still
grip
won.
gauntlet was Yeah, the grip gauntlet was fun. The dynamometer was the only thing I didn't get like top three in. I don't know
Hmm.
why I can never get more than like 150 pounds on a dynamometer, but like anything else, it was I got the half 90 blob. The
Yeah.
like it was like the orange fat handle grips. That was a dead hang on that, and
Oh,
then
really? Oh, nice.
stall mat gripper for time with 100 pounds. Like
Hmm.
any of that stuff, it's just like how much pain can you put your body through for the hangs and the
Yeah.
like max
Mhm.
hold. And I just have a high tolerance to cause myself a lot of pain and fatigue. So it's just like, oh, I'll just hold on tighter. It's not a huge deal.
It is amazing how
But
much of that's just a mental game.
yeah, and like I was doing the dead hang without a shirt on because I was the last one to go, so I figured I had to shed a little weight, you know. And then I just started singing the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald as I was just hanging there for like a minute.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
perfect.
we're not everybody's made to be a champion, but apparently I
Oh
just
my
am
gosh.
blessed. I'm just blessed with grip. That's the only thing I'm blessed with.
You know, some people are just like freaks with that and they don't even necessarily have to train it. Like I work with a guy, we measured his forearms with a soft tape measure. They're 19 and a half inches.
Wow.
Jesus
The guy,
Christ.
he doesn't even lift. He's just like,
He just does manual labor.
not even that much because he's a government employee. He works as hard as I
Oh.
do, which is not super hard, but like just genetically is just a freak with strength. And we have one of those at work, and it gets the error code, like he maxes it out. I'm like, I can't even fathom that.
Wow.
Don't let him pet your dog.
Yeah, no shit. Like I think that my best on there was like 140 or something like that. We had this whole phase going at work where it was like we were measuring forearms, calf sizes, arm wrestling, and doing the dynamometer just to like have, just pissing contests, you know what I mean? It was a lot of fun for a while there. A lot of hard
So like
feelings. Electricians
so
do
like
not like losing at arm wrestling, but they ain't got nothing on pipe fitters.
Yeah. So it's
No.
like with that grip training though, Keith was giving Bryce a bunch of shit last year because he's like, Bryce doesn't care about his grip. He doesn't train it because why would he? He's also an 800-pound deadlifter and never dropped a deadlift. Like for me, like I can
Yeah.
only do 150 pounds on a dynamometer, but like I've had six over, almost like 650 in my hands, and that's never the problem of like I'm not gonna let it go. So it's just like I don't know
The
how much carryover some of that stuff is. I think it's just
yeah,
like a dumb party trick at some point.
it
You
is. The
know,
diameter has a lot to do with your hand geometry and like the finger length and that kind of stuff. Cause like I've seen Tanner do it and his number is way lower than when I do it, the diameter, but I know he's got a stronger
Yeah.
grip than I, cause I've seen him like get double overhand deadlift way more than I can double overhand deadlift and like do other
Well, I mean,
things.
there was guys getting over 200 pounds, but I beat them in
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
else. Like the
Yeah.
actual picking something up, I beat them.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh,
So
200
I,
pounds. It's
I
like,
would say they either had smaller hands
Yep.
with different
which they
leverages
did. Yeah, which they all
or
did.
yeah, like we one of the guys in my company had it and he likes to bring it around to events. And so we were at a big show and they were doing it and I ended up smoking everyone. And then we had one other guy do it and he is like 6'5" and just this huge dude and his hands are just like super thick. So even though they're only a little bit like longer and larger than mine, his fingers and his palms are way thicker and meatier. And so like, he was probably raised on a farm and milked cows his whole life or something. So it's like, but he hasn't done that in decades. But it's like just the size of his hand, like, and then he crushed it and like broke just busted all of us by like 20 pounds. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I think that has a lot to do with it. That's why the other ones are such good tests because when you're pinching, like especially the horse stall mat, that's a very close. I mean, that's like doing a hub pinch. Like it's not easy. It's very inside. Whereas like doing an axle bar for like me, that's actually easier, to do a larger grip. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it shows a lot more of the actual strength characteristics.
it's interesting, like what carries over and what you need to do with your grip training. Like, I don't know that I've ever dropped a deadlift in a meet and it's never been a problem. I don't even deadlift hardly at all or even do a ton of rack pulls. It's just not something that I train, but like all my forearm and grip and wrist training, it's all for the bench press, which,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's not like everybody thinks of the deadlift because you're holding on to it, but the bar not moving in your hands when you're benching or your wrists not like coming
Twisting.
back
Yeah.
is I found way more carryover to the bench versus the deadlift. Like as long as you don't have a problem dropping deadlifts, like why worry about it? Just keep pulling. It'll get stronger as your deadlift gets stronger. If you ever get to the point where your strength outruns your deadlift, then maybe worry about it. But
Do
I
some
haven't hit
streams.
that wall yet,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
I've
just
never
learn to
had
hook
that
grip.
problem.
Just learn to hook grip like me, and just deal with the pain.
I don't need to hook grip. I like my mixed grip because like the way
Yeah.
like my shoulders dip, especially with my right hand supinated, like I just have like uneven shoulder mobility, so my right shoulder will drop a lot lower than my left, and like
Oh.
it made deadlifting hard because every time I'd pull, the bar would be uneven because my right arm was so much lower, and it would start to open my hand up. And actually, Tom Shepard on the Elite FTS Discord, like I posted a rack pull, and he suggested just moving my right hand like 2 or 3 finger widths out from where the
Huh.
knurling starts, and then having my left hand like in the normal position you would have for a deadlift, and the
Hmm.
bar has been level ever since, and my hands don't even think about opening up anymore.
That man is a genius. Tom
He really
Shepard is a
is.
genius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got so much insight and knowledge on so many different things like
Yep.
nutrition and supplements and everything, like a true wealth of knowledge.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he really is.
But it's one of those like sometimes it's just trial and error things with deadlift too. Like, you know what I mean? Not like it was like a huge issue with the grip, but it was definitely like getting to be a limiting factor. And then it's like, no, my grip is strong enough. I just need to have it evenly placed between the two hands where, if one hand is like an inch lower, the center of gravity is putting much more weight in the one hand versus the other one.
That's what Jen Thompson used to do with the bench too, where she had one hand was one finger wider than the other,
Mm-hmm. Whatever
and
makes
that
it the most
that fixed
even
all of
bar
her
position.
problems. Yep. And it's funny that like we don't think of these things where normally we're so fixated on everything has to be even, and it's like sometimes it just doesn't have to be that way.
It's kind of fitting because the whole crew of people that I train with, every single last one of them is crooked, and typically like most of the people we train with have issues with the left side of their body, and I'm like, it's gotten to the point where we all see the same like chiropractor and like ART guy, and he wants to know if there's something about the way that we train that is like detrimental to the left side of the body. Like
Is
there
it
are
always the left
3 or 4
shoulder?
people that squat with an offset stance. Not one person can re-rack the bar anywhere close to centered in the mono lift. Like it's just so bizarre how crooked everyone is.
What if the monolith's just crooked?
It's definitely off center. Like if I'm in a factory, like reputable company built monolith, like Elite FTS Dynabody, I feel so out of place because ours was like some dude just made it back in the day, like in
Yep.
his garage. I mean, it pretty much matches the specs of any other one, but like
Yep.
it's not centered or square in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, I don't know, but even like bench issues, like guys have like issues with like left elbows and stuff too. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's
Paul,
an unsolved
how'd your bench
mystery.
go?
What's that?
How'd Paul's bench go? He's
Not
exactly the
that it's better than it was. I had a crash out on bench on Tuesday. Bryce came over. I was tired from the weekend, worked way too much on call. So then we just audibled and went for the doubles today and got 295 Larson, which was the same as what Matt Sundling got. Um, his narrow grip is not that narrow, by the way. It's like he's like 2 or 3 inches in from the knurling on a power bar. It's not like touching the smooth.
oh god damn it. Okay.
But regardless, I matched what he did for a narrow grip with Larson. I got two doubles at 295, and I was stupid and went for 305 first and got like 1.5. But
Yep.
so it's not bad. It's better than it was. That reverse grip, I don't know, man. It still just irritates my
Yeah.
shoulder for whatever
Okay.
reason. Like my
Throw that out.
my anterior deltoid just hurts. But like I can bench. Larson press is fine. Narrow grip stuff is fine, but for that like weird position of that reverse grip, I don't know. It just throws it off.
Yeah, just go
Couple
back to the
questions
gym.
Anything?
on your
What's up?
reverse grip, Paul. So I've been heavily training reverse grip for most of my raw work, and even with the figure eight slingshots for a while now. Do you go full reverse grip, like only your thumb is on the back side of the bar?
No, I split between my index finger and middle finger.
Okay, that's the way I do it too. Are you getting handouts, or are you trying to self hand out a reverse grip?
Just self hand out. I don't have
See,
anybody to hand out.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really awkward. Like when I do reverse grip, it's predominantly like on max effort days with the crew, and I need a handout, and I need to come out so much further and like up and out, because the unracking in the reverse grip when you don't really have your shoulders in the same way that you do when you're pronated is just, it's very awkward to get the bar sitting in the meat of your hand just right and out far enough. Like your touch points got to be like so much lower because you can't flare, if that makes
So,
sense.
Yeah, that makes
so,
sense.
so if you're doing that, raise the safeties a little bit higher so that it's just barely touching your chest, and start at the bottom. Just do a pin press. That's what I do all the
Okay,
time. Because
Yeah, because it honestly, it could be the handout. Like I take a handout at 185 pounds reverse grip.
what I'll do just to piss off people
gotcha.
at like a normal gym is I'll come out. I'll come out and then just like, sit on your chest and then flip it. That way you can feel the pressure. Like I'll always unrack just a normal grip and then reverse it on my chest.
No, that makes sense. I can try that. And like it the word I get the issue is the unrack coming down. That's when it hurts, and then it just like it's tight, and then I get to the bottom. It's like this feels terrible just because it's felt so bad on the way down.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it
But
could be
I don't know.
something as simple as like potentially trying to work on that, say off a pin press, and maybe you run it for a couple weeks as like a secondary movement with like
Oh, it
45%.
is a second. It
Yeah,
is a secondary movement, so I don't give a shit about the weight.
right. And like
Oh,
I've been trying to work on like improving my raw reverse grip because I found a good carryover to my comp bench. And I've even been doing it with a McDonald bar. And I'm like, if I can get the mobility to get a McDonald bar all the way down to my chest in the reverse grip, like that is a long range of motion. I mean, I know my arms aren't as long as yours, Paul, but like I do have a disproportionately long bench stroke for my height. And it could be something incremental, like if you're doing the pin presses like Steve talked about, put the pins 3 inches above where you touch and just kind of
Yep.
work on that. You're getting the lockout, you're
yeah,
getting the tricep work and everything, which is the main reason for a reverse grip is to build the triceps, and then work your way down like 2-3 weeks at one pin, and then now you got a new variation. Okay, I'm going to drop it a pin, so like I don't have to worry about the weight anymore. Find a
yeah,
new spot, do some reps there, and like incrementally like increase your mobility or your tolerance to it. You might figure out like what's a good position for you. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Before
That
you
makes
throw it
sense. I can
out
try that.
completely.
You'll find this entertaining though. Steve didn't tell me I was supposed to do touch and go comp bench, so I did touch and go Larson's at the weight that he wanted me to do my touch and go comp bench. So I'm just too stupid to actually like look into anything. I was just like, oh, whatever, I'll just throw the. This is what Steve said I can do, so I'll just do it.
How'd that work
So I was.
out?
It actually worked out really well. I got the numbers I was supposed to, and I told Steve, I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, I did my touch and go Larson's." He's like, "No, you were supposed to do comp bench." I was like, "Oh, whatever. I'll just continue on."
Man, touch and go Larson's with like comp weight sounds awful because like I feel like especially on a touch and go where you're trying to move really fast to not have your legs locked in, I feel like I'd be tipping all over the
Wait,
place like I was
wait.
kayaking.
Can we pause for a second and just make a note for both Paul and Eddie about trying to move fast?
No, I bench
Can we
like an
just
equipped bencher without the bench shirt.
We have
I build my own tension on the way down. I don't go fast when I bench. I go down slow, and now it drives Steve absolutely fucking crazy.
I've been trying for years, Paul, to get faster. Like I can distinctly remember it was a little less than 2 years ago. I was getting ready for a bench meet. And now granted, I was using a really stiff single ply shirt, but one single rep, like time under tension, like from the unrack to the re-rack, 25 seconds. And like
That's
everybody
that's a
looks
grind.
around and like, how did you not pass out? And I'm like, I mean, my conditioning was good then, but it's horrible. There's nothing good comes from going that slow. And what I found for me that works a lot to go faster is like if you have a slingshot, take some weights in a slingshot and just dive bomb them because you're going to get that little bit of carryover to get you out of the
Yeah,
hole.
and I
It,
do, but like I saw the 305 for one that I did today. I have a video of it, but I didn't do a very good job editing it. But it's like watching it, I'm just like I don't know if I'm just afraid of like not being able to get the weight off myself because I've lifted alone for so long. So I think that's part of it of just like I just like slowly just like feel it out, which is kind of stupid, which is probably part of my problem why my triceps can't finish out a weight because that's I can get it off my chest. I never hardly ever fail a bench on my chest. It's always just like the last third of it to like I hit
Mhm.
the wall, blocking it out. It's like, well, if I would just speed up my descent a little bit, I could probably save my triceps and not burn them out and be able to push a little harder.
So
You know
Steve,
what? Let's have you get a board, like get a bench block, and set your safeties for that, and we'll start doing like a three board.
that's exactly where my mind was going. Like, Steve, when's his next max effort three board? So that way we can put another 50 pounds in his hand and get
Right?
used to like, okay, like you're benching 305. Like, let's put 355, 365 in your hands off a three board.
Yep.
Get used to that. You get a little tricep carryover. And then when it comes time to use a weight that you're going to touch all the way to your chest, like it's not going to feel as heavy in your hands. And the other thing too, I like to see, which a really, really good bencher, a friend of mine, Tom Schmidt, taught me is like if you're doing a max like three board or something, for every board you put on your chest, you hold it at the lockout for an extra second. So you're used to holding it for that amount of time that it takes. Not
That
as
makes
big of a
sense.
deal raw, but like if you do a three board, like do your three board touch, press it, and then hold that lockout like 1, 2, 3 count in your head and then rack it because it'll be closer to the amount of time you're holding a full range bench.
Yep.
Even if it's just mentally like, okay, I can hang on to this for this long and it's not going to fall on my face. Like, even if it's just that and it's a placebo thing that tricks your brain, whatever helps. You know what I mean?
Well,
Right.
yeah, and just feeling the heavier weight like that, you're gonna build that tension to be able to actually handle it. So that was one of those things that we have to do eventually, but I haven't forced him to buy all of the fun stuff yet.
Right.
I mean, I've been
Well,
looking at bench blocks for a while. I just got to pull the trigger and do it.
2x6s are cheap. And if you get a Lead FTS short mini band, you can just mini band it to your chest with one of those too. Like you'll put the band over your torso, stretch it,
Yeah.
and put the board under it, and then it just lays on your chest. It's a little goofy, but I mean, if
Yep.
you don't want to buy a
Yeah, and
bench block,
I mean, I have made my own like bench boards like a long time ago, but that's what I use as my tripod, obviously. And
okay.
so I used to take like I have a Pioneer like hip band, and I used to just use that when I would just like basically screw around with it. And
Hmm.
I would just like take that, wrap it around my chest, and then do it that way. But I just assume buy a bench block would be a little bit easier and less likely to tip on me, especially without anybody holding the board, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
you'd be
love
surprised on the
bench blocks,
floorboard.
but
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
because like the touch point can be a little goofy. Like you almost have to know like what angle to put it at when you're gonna go. Like, is it need to tilt a little bit so as it touch is your sternum with the arch that it matches the angle, you know? Or the
Yeah,
other
you
option
always
is
have to be
the
at that like 30 to 45 degree angle.
yep. Or that's a reason I love the shoulder saver is it takes that element out of it, but you're limited to just a two board with that.
Yep. See, I,
So
I only have the 1.5 board shoulder saver.
okay, is that the red one?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
But
I had
I
a
have the so I have the yep, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, back to the whole conjugate and just doing something totally different. I had one of those nights tonight where I'm going into squat and like we're just doing straight weight Duffalo bar box squats, like the lift that we do, like I don't know, every fourth week. Like I don't even know what my number is on it anymore. And I knew today was not like a PR day. So I always do like singles or triples. So today I was like, you know what? We're going to do a double because I don't have a PR for the double, and ended up being a really good day today. So I was pretty happy with that, especially, trying to get my body weight dialed in lately. It's a little closer to where I want to be, but, ended
Going to
up with
308.
God, no, I want to be like 245 when I'm in my gear. Like 242 in the morning would be perfect. But, I was down in the mid 230s and things were a little loose, but ended up with
Oh, you were
seven
lighter.
plates. Yeah, 7 plates for a double with knee wraps, and then 6 plates and a quarter for a double in just, lead FTS, like stretchy knee sleeves. So ended up being a good day for having no expectations of anything going, in my favor.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What do you guys got planned next for squats? I need ideas for new variations. We got to change it up a little.
We're on the giant cambered bar over here.
Okay.
So I've got
I'm
a
just doing
heavy
I'm just
single.
doing SSB box.
Yeah. Oh, he's living the box life right now.
That's right. Build the hips.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had talked about maybe doing giant cambered bar tonight. It's been a little while, but we just did the Mars bar last week, so it's like don't want to do
Mhm.
another crazy specialty bar 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. We just cycle through where it's safety bar, giant cambered bar, man array. Maybe we'll do a wrap squat or a straight bar squat, but
Hmm.
we'll see. Because everything to a box is always bare knees for me.
Okay. Yeah, there just gets to be a certain point squatting very wide that I've just like can't override the like breaks in my brain to open my knees up enough. And it's right around that like 650 mark. Like
Yeah.
after that, like I don't even know that I'm getting the carryover on the knee wraps. I just think it's helping me open my knees up. And
Yeah.
yeah, I wish I could do more bare knee, but it just like if I do a bare knee squat, I know I'm going to cut it 2 inches high because I'm not going to open up enough. It's like a block in my head for some reason.
Yeah. See, I can't open up anyway, so my squat is just a hinge anyway.
Right. Oh God, I'll tip right over. I'm a very upright squatter, not as much as Jess, but like that's
Yeah.
why I hate the Mars bar so much. Like if you can really hinge forward and just like push back, like you'd probably love the Mars bar, Steve.
Oh yeah.
It just it throws you off, and like we've tried like not quite full gear, but like I've done the Mars bar in a suit before, and like it's like when you have all those layers on, when you feel like you're getting a little out of position, and normally like something like that where you can just arch your back a little harder and grind through it, like you're folding like a lawn chair under those.
Oh yeah.
So
That's one bar I've never touched is a Mars bar. I mean, it'd be fun to have, I think, but like I don't know, $700 for just a toy is kind of it's probably not worth it. Bryce wants to buy one. I don't know how much carryover he'd get, but he might get some. But he might have to get the special Brian Shaw version that so he can fit under the fucking thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
we got
probably.
the one guy in our crew who I sent his video into the chat earlier. He's pretty big. He's like 265 and he's got no problem. But like Bryce is like
Add 100
on a
pounds to
different
that.
level size wise than him. Like proportionately, if you just made Roy like taller and he filled out, he'd be like
Yeah.
Bryce's build. He's just like make Bryce 5'7". You know. but I can't see it
Yeah,
being worth it.
Bryce, the full
Like the reason we have the Mars bar is the one guy, Steve, who trains with us. He had it at the gym that he works out of, and he would use it with his clients all the time. And I think that like he wasn't using it a ton there, and just wanted to change up our bars, so he brought it down. But I don't even think he bought it new, like to use at work either. So it just like it comes out like every 8 or 10 weeks, when
Yeah.
we're like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. We all kind of feel like crap. All right, let's just do the Mars bar, and then we don't. It doesn't really matter what we do.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those where if you're using it all the time and you figure out how it transfers to the others, then it'd be fine. But
Hmm.
if you're only using it here and there, it's really not anything special.
Yeah, I mean, any raw lifter with a lot of forward torso lean, it's a phenomenal bar. I think it's probably closer to like one of those real low bar raw back squats than, you know, if you wanted like to use the safety bar to alleviate shoulder pain, but be close to your comp lift, like it's good. Like Keith picked one up. It's great for him because he leans forward a good bit. He squats low bar. Like that's not
Yep.
that far off. Where like a real upright high bar squatter, like it's like the opposite. Like the safety squat bar is closer to them than something like that
Yeah.
is.
Right.
But yeah, we're in like a weird limbo thing because like nobody in our crew is training for a meet, so there's no plan when we're going into our max effort days.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as someone's like 16 weeks out, then we have like our whole rotation of like how we wave everything for 4 week waves, like a
Yep.
cambered bar, bare knees with like 90 to 120 in chain, and then we'll do like a safety bar and briefs and knee wraps against bands, then a straight weight bow bar in suit bottoms, and then we'll do like a free squat reverse band with a straight bar. But with nothing on the horizon for anybody, it's just kind of like, I don't know, what do you want to do today, kind of nonsense. So we're just going through the
Yeah.
motions.
Yeah. See, I do that, but it's basically just like a 3 week block where it's like, all right, you're gonna learn this bar with threes and then hit your fives, set yourself up to, do the same weight, but for those two extra reps, and then the next week just full send on a 1 rep max and see where it's at.
Is
And it
that
seems to go pretty well.
all for your max effort days? Like you'll do a 3, a 5, and then a
Yeah.
single? Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yep. So it's like for me, I'll do like one set because I'm only hitting that top set and then calling it a day.
Hmm.
But for like Paul, where he's got the anemic squat, it's like, all right, just do 2 sets of five.
Right. Now, how do you rotate bars on your like secondary day versus your primary day? Like, is there any type of like phasing where one kind of syncs up for the other? Like, will you speed squat on the same bar, or are you not squatting on the other day?
So the other day is either a straight bar or it's the safety bar, and
Okay.
it's either to a box or without a box.
Straight bar
So
being the free squat.
yep,
And is that also
yep,
on a 3 week wave?
yeah, yep. So everything's on 3 week waves. It if if we're doing like, let's say we do like board press for 1 day a week for our bench, that might be a 6 week wave instead of three.
Hmm.
Just because like with that, we'll do like a four board, but we might do it for 2 weeks and just 1 day a week. And then that gives you, the first week you're learning it, the second week you're hitting the PR, and then week three you're moving to the next, so like we'll go like four board for 2 weeks, two board for 2 weeks, and then touching chest for 2 weeks. And then we'll go like three, then one, and then back to the four again,
Interesting.
and just keep waving
Now,
it like that.
as you're waving your weeks, are your dynamic weeks percentage wise lining up like 1, 2, 3 with your max effort waves? Like, are you doing like, say, your 65% plus your bands or chains on the same week that you're also taking your single? on the max effort day, or are they like staggered so that you're like taking like a week one speed squat and then following that up with your heavy single on your bar of the wave?
So I always use the gravity box. So I go slowest to fastest on the speed days,
Okay.
and that's also our deadlift day. So it'll be point 0.6 is week one, point 0.7 is week two, point 0.8 week three, and then
Okay.
that's just the weight depends on how fast you're actually moving.
Gotcha. So you're
So
not
if you're
percentage basing your speed weeks.
no, not at all.
Okay.
It's all based on how you feel and where you're at. And
Gotcha.
then
But is the
deadlift is
fast
just
week
full
going to
send.
correspond like in the same training week as that max single, like where you're doing your fastest, most explosive reps, and then that leads into your max single?
Yeah, but it's 3 to 4 days away. So
Right.
we'll hit like the speed day first will be on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and then we won't hit the heavy squat until Thursday.
Right.
And so the Monday, because it's during my work week, it's you know a lot lighter than the heavy squat day. So
Yeah.
it's like the deadlift I don't care about. It's just something that I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
No.
usually it lines up pretty well. Because like I do
Yeah.
so low volume that like you don't get sore.
Yeah. No, I'm
Like
kind of,
I'm doing
I was going to say, like, I'm almost kind of with you. Like, I've kind of abandoned the traditional percentage model for the secondary lower. And like, I've done like the last 3 weeks, like, I don't even care what the weight is. Like, I'm just forcing myself to go like well below parallel. But even like before
yep.
that, I'm just like, let me just get some reps in, and like I just want to move them really fast. And like, okay, I might be doing like 2 plates and a quarter, and that's like extremely light compared to the max effort
Mhm.
percentage. But like when you're doing like 12 sets of two and like your arousal curve is so low for that speed work, like it's just because like on a max effort day, if I do a back down set with 4 plates and I can do it for like 15 to 20, doesn't mean that I'm going to use 4 plates and a chain for 25 speed reps. You know what I mean? Like I'd almost rather use like
Yep.
2.5, because it's almost like a completely different mindset. Like I don't have the people around me and everything. So it's like you're saying, like the middle of the work week, it's I've gotten to a point where like I feel like if I tried to do like that 50, 55, 60% and then like a blue band on everything for squats, that I would just explode into pieces, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean everything's just what can you recover from anyway. So it's and that's why using a velocity device is kind of nice because it's like, all right, I know where I'm at and I know if I'm lying to myself or not. Because
Yeah,
like
and
that's the first thing that you see.
that thing doesn't lie to you, because like you could get under the bar and it could feel like 1,000,000 pounds and move slow, and then you watch a recording of it and you're like, oh, that was actually faster than I thought.
Yeah.
I just feel like death today, you know?
Yep. So and especially for like was it like $250 now
Yeah, that's not
for
bad at
a
all.
velocity device? So it's like, all right, well, this is worth it.
Especially with the number of lifters you have using it. Like it's not just for you. Like you've got what, three pretty consistent regulars now?
Yeah, we're at like two right now because Pat's trying to move to Florida.
Oh, okay.
So like he showed up Thursday, so yesterday.
Hmm.
But it was like we basically jumped and then squatted one heavy set and then went back to we did one set of reverse hypers and then we went back to jumping. And
Sometimes
that
it's
that
all you
was the
need.
entire workout. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean
Again,
I
like,
was happy with the 495 for five, so
oh, for sure.
on the
And like,
on the giant
do
caber
you
bar.
do you have a meet on the horizon, Steve?
I'm still on the wait list for Dave's meet, but
Okay.
I haven't heard anything and I haven't looked into anything, so
It's kind of
I
one
know
of
He'll
those
that
things
definitely
that's,
he'll definitely oversell it. So I'm gonna guess you're gonna be able to do it, especially because now he lost part of his money for the year for doing the lift hard, live easy. So I'm going to guess he's going to try to get as many people registered for that meet in March as he can.
Yeah, I can see
Not
that.
only that, too, like if people are going to drop out of a meet, they're not going to drop out like 3.5 months out. It's going to be like a month out
Right.
when they're like, okay, this just
Right.
isn't happening for me. You know what I mean? Which like
Yeah.
sucks for people on the wait list because you kind of just like in limbo for a while, but you almost have to like treat it like you're going to do it. And if it doesn't pan out, like there'll be a meet in the Northeast like within a month that you can ride that peak into if you really wanted to utilize like all the training you built up for it, you know?
Yeah, and honestly, right now I'm just trying to get stronger anyway. So it's like I don't really care if it's, if I do that meet or if I just find something local. Because
Right.
at least in Connecticut, it's like there's a dozen meets all the time. So
Right. It would be
Must
cool
be
if you got
nice
to
because
go.
there's like 2 meets here a year in the state of South Dakota, and one's a IPF meet that Jonah Leo runs, and now he's going to run the lift hard, live easy. If not, I'd have to go to Omaha, which is 3 hours. I could go to Minneapolis, which is 4, and that's kind of it. Besides,
I
Dave
mean,
runs
yeah,
one in
or just
Dave runs
fly out
one
here
in
and just come to a
Dickinson,
meet
North
here.
Dakota. That would probably be it. That it would be shorter for me to go to Connecticut than it would be to drive to one of Dave's meets that he does in Dickinson, North Dakota, because that's like 15 hours driving.
you should go to
Yeah, you would be.
Minneapolis and do one at Twin Cities. They put on a ton of meets.
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, I'd like to. It's just like I don't know. It's just going to Minneapolis is a pain in the ass. I hate going up there.
Yeah.
I can
But
stop by
like
Tim Wells's house, so that'd be fun.
we left that in the pre-show, fall. But no, I
You
mean
knew
like
that was
if you
gonna happen.
ever had like any like the ply curiosity got to you and you're like, I want to try to do an equip meet, like going to Minneapolis and doing an APO meet up there under the Dominguez would be an awesome one to do, you know.
Well, I told Bryce he's going to go multiply in total 3,000. So
I I I want to be there to see it. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like he's already got a suit. Like I know he was asking about briefs on Roman did a live like Q&A, Roman Mustachio, like I don't know, maybe a month ago. It was a couple weeks after the WPO, and Bryce had sent in a question about briefs, and I'm like, if he's already got the canvas, like I should talk him into just put that thing on like after his meet in March and like just start
I
messing
don't
around in
think
it.
I don't think he has a suit. I think he has an old pair of briefs that definitely don't fit him anymore. But he's
Hmm.
talked about if he can do like 2,000 or 2,100 raw or raw with wraps, that he would go single ply. But I could definitely see him just like once he dips his toes into a quip to just like wanting to go multiply and just seeing what he can do.
It's
The
just
only
it's different. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's hard to like single ply and multiply. Everything just feels different. Like one good thing, like the bigger you are and the more like compressible tissue you have on your body, like you could get away with wearing a tighter single ply shirt because like as the shirt's loading or like the suit, it's like compressing all that tissue on your body and
mhm.
like he just has more of it than the average human being. So that's like why you can't even like compare carryovers. Like a guy like Blaine Sumner, like monster human being, he's getting so much more carryover out of his shirt because he just has so much more of him to be
Right.
squeezed underneath the shirt. Where like you put like a really lean or like just a guy with a low body fat percentage. You don't even have to be small, but like if it's you don't have like as much compression on your tissue, like it's just you're not going to get as much out of it because you can't wear it as tight. Your body isn't going to
Yeah,
move
like
as much.
yeah, like Stan Efferding wearing a bench shirt wasn't going to get a lot out of it. He's just
Right,
too
like
lean when he's
you
10
just
Yeah.
less
you
than
need
10% body fat.
like a stretchier material. It goes both ways. Like somebody like Stan puts it on, like if he's got a really strong back and he can pull through that and like force it on a stretchier material, you're going to get some out of it. But like there's a reason all the big old multiply heads, a lot of them were fat because all that extra tissue, it does help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Just wedge yourself into a suit and we'll just let, you know, physics
Like I was
kind of
talking
work.
about, like being down like 7 pounds, like I'm like 50 pounds off on my squat just because like my briefs were not filled out in the belly and like the hips and everything. And it just like they're not catching when they're supposed to, the fine tuning it and like the dialing in your weight is like something that I wouldn't have thought is as important as it is, but I have to like weigh myself daily and try to stay super consistent or I'm going to be all over the place.
So
Well,
what you're
that was my
telling me
problem
is I
with
need to
the
be a
lift hard live
308.
easy one. Yeah,
What happened at that one? I shit the bed. I remember that. I
I
squatted.
had the exact same suit in two different sizes, and
Hmm.
I couldn't fit, or I was too worried about hitting depth in the tighter one. So I went
Hmm.
with the loose one that I had previously done multiply with, and I was getting nothing out of the suit. So like I squatted like 573 instead of 600.
It was basically a raw
I got
squat.
yeah, yeah, it was basically my raw squat. Like I did
Yeah, it's
550 in reps.
like tough with the travel and stuff too. Like just adds to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, lift hard, live easy too. Talk about a bad performance on squats. Like, I think I did like 585 or
Didn't you do
something.
like, yeah, 584 3 times and you barely got it on your third attempt?
It wasn't any deeper. They were all like at parallel. It's just Dylan screamed up on the third one. So the judges are like, oh, you must have been there where he wanted him to be. Like the second and third attempt were identical. But it was like coming off of like 3 weeks out in training, taking 672, and like it wasn't terrible. And then I do that at the meet. I'm like, I need a monolift. I ain't doing this shit. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And the other thing too, especially like anybody that has like good like weight fluctuation, like I could have swore Bryce told me he had a lace up canvas, but I could be mistaken. But something like that where you can dial it in, like when Jess first started switching over to multiply, I got her a lace up canvas suit and like we started with just the suit because it's harder than the briefs and we didn't crank it super tight and she just got used to the pressure and slowly has built up a tolerance. Then it was single ply briefs under the suit and 2 ply. Now she's in my 3 ply briefs and squatting better than I ever did in them, so she can keep them.
The way it goes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have anything other. Oh, I got an email back from Rudy today. I sent him because I'm still waiting for
Oh
my
yeah.
new shirt. Um, I got a single ply one and I had a 2 ply, and the thing was so small. There was like I couldn't even touch a four-board in it. So he's making me a shirt, but increasing certain dimensions of it. So I'm really hopeful that I'll have that in the next month and have a good 6 months to train in it leading up to Lift Hard, Live Easy 4 because I mean, you were there watching me handing me out. I did not have a good day last summer in the shirt that I had been using for the past year, you know.
Yeah. I
Have you
was
guys heard how they're doing divisions this year at the Lift Hard Live Easy? I got a little bit more info if you haven't.
The only thing I feel like I
no.
heard was that you can't cross register or something like that.
So what they're doing is Jonah Leo is running the meet. It's going to be non-sanctioned because he can't do anything because he does like whatever IPF affiliate, USAPL, whatever, drug tested power bar thing that he
USA
does.
powerlifting.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, for powerlifting. So he is doing a meet. They're still doing a squat bar and a deadlift bar, but there's only two divisions. They're doing raw and they're doing equipped. So like if me and Bryce go wraps, we're equipped. They're not doing like single ply, multiply wraps. It's just like trying to get the show to go a little bit quicker, which makes 100% sense. So like you and I are going to be in competition together, Matt. I'm just going to have to really learn how to bench and squat because I'm going to out deadlift you,
I
but
don't know,
I
buddy.
really need to
I'm
figure.
gonna I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not squatting, so I ain't gonna be full power unless they find mono lifts. Like I'm not squatting, so
Yeah, it won't be a mono. It'll
yeah.
just be
What's your deadlift at
combos.
right now, Paul? So I have something to work towards.
I pulled 630 during Crü Falls.
Okay. I don't know where I'm at right now. Leading up to the last lift I leave easy, I think I did 635 off of blocks.
Yeah,
And
the most I've ever pulled in a competition was last year in April. I pulled 635.
okay. Yeah. So you got me by a little bit. I'm not far off. I pulled 600 in South Dakota last summer.
Oh,
So
that's far off though. That's,
30 pounds?
that's yeah.
I put 30 pounds on my deadlift from November to July last year. I went from
Oh,
570
God damn
up to 600 without even training it.
On Thursday, I pulled 585 for 3 sets of 3 from blocks, which is just a bumper. So it's like a 3-inch block,
Okay.
and it was easy.
Yeah. I don't have any recent
it.
deadlift
Just
training numbers other
add
than
that little bit in.
when I went down to help Dan Eager at Keith's place because he wanted me to help him with his deadlift suit. I put on my squat briefs and just worked up to like 500 the day after squatting.
All
Like
right, so
max effort.
You and I are racing to 300 kilos,
What is that? 660?
666.
That's going to be a bit.
The mark of the beast.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit, but
Yeah,
that's all
you
right.
have until July. You have until July.
You know what we should race for is the best worst reverse grip raw bench.
I think I got you beat right now.
What'd you do?
I've done 225 for 5.
Okay. I think my best reverse grip, I did like 325 or 335. I can't do it right now. I did like 305 a couple weeks ago, reverse grip. I'm really good off the boards. Like I did a soft 2 board with like 355 last weekend. So, but that last little
I
bit to
did
the touch,
305
man,
for
that's
4.
tough.
One of these days I'll figure out how to get strong, and then it's just off to the races. But until then, I don't know. I'm just
Keep
going to be a
listening to
deadlift
Steve.
specialist. I'm
Steve's
just
the
going to be a
smartest
deadlift
one in this
specialist.
group chat right now.
Well,
I don't
yeah.
know about that. I'm just crashing out.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what they
I
say?
hit my
Those that
my
can't do. You know what
reverse
they
grip.
say? Those that can't do, coach.
Right.
I
Man,
think
I
it was
gotta.
teach, but yes.
And those that can't teach Jim.
Yeah, you
That's
got
what
it.
you're doing right now.
Yep. Yeah.
But
I teach all the retarded kids how to do gym class. I've got videos to prove it.
nice.
Hey, Christo's just foreign.
In Soviet Albania, we borrow one
Yeah,
car.
yeah. He's not just foreign. He's fucking Albanian. Just the worst kind.
Oh man.
Just,
I my whole
the poorest Soviet.
becomes best lifter.
Oh
You
no,
gotta
no,
have
he's
that
There's
that generational trauma.
no, he's getting cooked by Matt. Matt shows up twice a week, and he just makes like 30-pound jumps every week, and it's absolutely insane. Like he doesn't even know how to do plate math, but he's making more gains than everybody. Like
Isn't it
he
That's
just
hit
why he's gaining. That's why he's gaining so much. He doesn't know how much weight's on the bar. He just lifts it.
it's not fair those guys that barely train like back to my buddy Roy, the one I was telling you guys about earlier. He's just like a giant ball of fast twitch muscle fiber and like he trains max effort squat and bench, and when he squats all he does is work up to a heavy set on squats and he's done. No accessories, doesn't do anything else until Sunday when he comes in, and he'll work up to like 3.5 4 plates raw, one back down set reps, and then that's it, nothing else. I'm like, and the fucking guy's got 20-inch arms. I'm like, how are you built like this and you barely lift? It's not fair.
Yep, that's funny. Yeah, it's just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like Pat was here, yesterday, and he's just like, "All right, lesson for you, Matt. while I'm gone. Do not learn anything about programming. Don't learn anything about what weights are. Just keep being retarded like you are, and you'll be fine.
Just
I was
do
like,
what
yep,
Steve
pretty much.
tells you.
Yeah, yep.
That's
And it
basically what
worked
I've
out
been doing,
perfect.
and I'm pretty sure I could total more now than what I did in my last meet. So life's better.
You're probably less beat up because you're not doing the bench 18 times a week program.
Hey, 12 sets of 10 is a completely real training way to go. It's German volume
That's
training
so
without the
dumb.
anabolics.
Did you get
Yeah,
like really beat
and
up
just the
from
joint
that?
pain.
Oh, I was sore always. In like squatting, I would do like 8 sets of 8, and I would go to deadlift 4 days later, and I would pull both of my hamstrings every week.
That's awful. It's just too much
Yeah.
volume. Although my dumbass did do a 10 by 10 for my supplemental bench last Sunday with the bamboo bar with only band tension on it. You want to smoke
Oh,
yourself. Doubled light bands on the bamboo bar, 10 sets of 10 spotos.
oh
Oh,
no, 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 no.
It was a 6 by
hey,
6, and then it was an 8 by 8, and then I'm like, I'll do 10 by 10, and then I'll add a chain the next wave. And I got done with that 10 by 10. I'm like, oh my God, I'll be lucky if I can put 20 pounds of chain on this and complete a 6 by 6. Like, I'm ruining myself.
hey, I'm just proud of you for
No.
counting to 10 10 times.
No, I count to 5 twice. So let's keep that straight. And I don't count up the tens. I go over to the monolift and the little pin where all the holes are marked with numbers. I have to move it up every set, or I won't remember which one I'm on.
Oh, I just write on the belt squat with chalk.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
But I also have probably more. I think I have more chalkboards in my gym than definitely more than Keith has like open space on his walls.
I believe it.
But like I have hundreds of square feet of just chalkboards.
You got to keep track of all your records. Eddie, when are you going to go
Yeah.
down and break your bench record?
Oh,
I think he left a
Eddie
while ago.
bailed out.
Oh, we
Yeah,
lost
he
Eddie.
left.
I was like, he's been awfully
Yeah.
quiet. I'm like, I didn't hear him see himself out.
No, he messaged. He just texted and was like, "I'm gonna head out."
We got a little too nerdy, maybe.
Yeah,
We got to go back to
yeah.
astronauts and all that stuff.
we just crash out and just all right. Then the tinfoil hat podcast.
I mean, who says the half baked thoughts were not baked in an aluminum foil pan?
You
It's
know
the
what?
tinfoil oven that you
I
can
think
make
they
with some
are.
charcoal.
It's just seeing what we can do until we get banned from Spotify and YouTube.
Yep. All right. I thought 2 days to figure it out, but we're not doing our Merry Bench Mass this Sunday. We're going to be doing it the following Sunday. What stupid variation in or out of gear should I do for our ridiculous bench day of the year? It's like whatever day you want to go and just put as much weight in your hands as possible.
Reverse
Can you
bands
reverse
with
band
giant
it?
camber bar.
Yeah.
We don't have a reverse band set up on the competition bench, unfortunately, but um
Can you move the comp bench into the monolith?
no, it's like it's on its whole own platform, like on a like 8 by 8 platform and stuff. So
Oh damn it. Okay.
yeah,
And then you could do, I mean, you
like
have to like
last year,
do chains. I don't know. If you want to just have the most weight at the top, chains and I don't fucking know, like a Duffalo bar, chains and a Duffalo.
I could do that. Oh, you know what? We do have. I have a
Weight
I
releasers
could
and a
bench in the
Duffalo bar.
power rack actually. If I move, we do have a flat bench I could roll in there, and I could do like reverse blue bands or something in the shirt. That
Do you
could be
have a
fun.
forklift?
Not in the barn. There is a vehicle lift, but not a forklift.
Oh, you have a vehicle lift. Just bring the bench over to the vehicle lift. It's
Oh,
fine.
that'll be perfect. Yeah. I think last year I did a 3-board, and I like folded my sleeves in half and had the shirt collar like down to my nipples, like it barely touched the 3-board. And
Yeah.
so I want to do something different this year.
Have you tried the 5-board?
Raw or in the shirt?
Both.
I've done 4 boards raw. Like I was doing reverse grip 4 boards like once a month for a little while. But I haven't done a 5-board in a shirt. That could be interesting. I'll have to find the smallest
Yeah.
shirt we have there.
Fucking 5 board is
Yeah.
basically just unracking the weighting, holding it above you.
We do have
No,
a
no,
242
no. So
size.
for anybody else, yes. So like we used to track the 5-board, and Pat was touching his chest when he unracked, but I swear I could go all the way up to a 7-board. It's terrible.
I mean,
I,
I probably could too. I have monkey arms, but like, I don't know.
Yes.
I've got a 10-inch range of motion on my bench. So a 5-board, that's going to be 6, 9. It's going to be like about an inch and a half range of motion or so.
Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe the
inch and a half is
4-board.
all some people got.
Hey, that might be all you need.
So all that
Doesn't
counts,
matter
right?
Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
No, as long as you're happy when you're done, Paul, good for you. Now we're really losing people. Or maybe they waited all this time just to get to this part.
Yeah.
They all wanted to hear it.
I could be very reckless. You ever see those Widowmaker shirts, Steve?
Yeah.
Where it's just like a 4-ply slingshot with like a belly sewn onto it. I could put one of those on, but that just we had one guy in our crew explode his elbow with one of those, and no one's wanted to put one
Oh,
on since then.
Sounds like you probably do it.
That's the move. I'll put on my 3mm elbow sleeves. I'll be fine.
Just put some knee wraps on your elbows.
Oh no. That's the one thing that I can't stand is the elbow wraps on bench. I don't know why that like of all the like nonsense that goes on in lifting, like the elbow wraps is like I see 0 point to that.
yeah.
Yeah. What's his
And
face?
Larry Wheels fanboys.
Larry Wheels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they're 185 bench. They need those elbow wraps. It's really going to help.
Yeah, you never see guys with big arms using them.
No.
Just Larry Wheels.
Yep. It's like the
And
I
he's
saw a
natty,
meme.
so I think he knows everything.
It had to be like 2 years ago. I see this meme, or it was like on Facebook in a group or something. It was like a picture of like the notorious deadlift slippers. And like, I'd never seen a big bench done in a pair of these. That's how I feel about the elbow wraps.
Oh yeah.
I know what I'm buying
Well,
you
it's
for
funny because
Christmas.
speaking of Larry Wheels, though, it was just funny that like what's his name, Coach Gags or whatever on the Discord was like trying to be humble, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm old enough to know that you were coaching Larry Wheels when he first started. Like, give yourself a little bit of credit here, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Oh, I mean,
it's
when he
weird
was
how.
competing in powerlifting, he was phenomenal. Like, I don't
Oh
want to take
yeah,
anything away from that. Like,
yeah.
but just became
No, but
an internet personality.
yeah. Well, it was funny because like 3 hours earlier, Paul was talking about how like Bryce is a co-host on the Huck Finn Barbell podcast, and it's like a decade ago, we're all listening to that and seeing Huck Finn do crazy stuff, and now it's like full circle. Oh, we know Bryce on that.
Right, because he ties back to like used to train with like the whole like France Gym Raw crew
Brian
and
France.
stuff, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Like the Lily Bridges and all them. Like
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he was in
there's
that
some really
original
cool
crew.
history with all that. And like
Yeah. That's part of the reason why he got so strong is training with the Lily Bridges because they kind of got it.
and
Yeah,
like I know Eric Stone from 2XL Powerlifting is canceled now because of his pedophile business partner. But did you ever listen to any of his podcasts he did with Robert
No.
Bain, Steve? It's called the podcast was called Strength and Anger. And like if you want to like
Oh yeah,
dive
yeah,
into
yeah,
like some powerlifting history, like they've got some really cool stuff. And
yeah.
like Stone trained like in Franz Gym and stuff back in the day, and he's got some really cool stories and insight and like podcasts about the history of it going back to the 70s and like all the innovations that Ernie made. Like if you want to nerd out over like old school powerlifting, like those are
Yep.
phenomenal podcasts. Like even if like whatever, feel how you want to about like the one host and everything, but like they did like plus a throwback segment in every episode where they'll go and they'll read and look at articles from like they'll pick a random year, and it's just it was super cool. I listened to pretty much every podcast they had, and
Yeah.
they even did a breakdown episode on Dave Kirshen's book about gear and everything that was
Oh, I
super
remember
cool.
that one. Yeah.
That was an awesome episode. The history of Franz Gym was awesome. Like the histories of like Multiply and where it came from, and you know it's interesting how it ties into like the overkill gear because Rudy was one of Ernie's tailors back in the day, and like how his production gear that he's making now replicates like the stuff Ernie had. That his wraps are like the old TP 5000s. Like I'm a huge sucker for all that history, and I eat it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you mentioned a couple of those episodes, it was like I listened to probably a half a dozen of them
Hmm.
before that whole thing blew up, and then just never went. It was one of those where it was like on the periphery. Same thing
Hmm.
with like Anthony Oliveira, where it was like at first I was trying to listen to every episode, and then I kind of felt like fell off.
So if you're gonna listen to any of his podcasts, anything from the point where Roman started co-hosting with him on are phenomenal. Like I listened to some of his
Okay.
early podcasts, and that's how I like kind of became a
Yep.
fan of Anthony. And I still really like a lot of stuff, even though he's kind of there's a lot of drama between him and some other people on the internet that we don't need to talk about. Like their
Yep.
podcast now, like that's I listen to that one more than I listen to Table Talk even because
Yep.
they just have great content, and they're doing some cool stuff for like the community too. Like people write into them with like, hey, I live here. I'm looking to find a crew. Can you just put some feelers out there? And they'll like find like gyms or crews that are like driving distance for these people so they can find places to train. Pretty much anything you want for them to talk about. Anybody that writes in, they'll answer any of your questions, which is super cool that they're like
Yeah, that's really cool.
as like in touch with the community. You know what I mean? It's definitely pretty niche, as
Yeah.
far as like you're mostly talking, equipped lifting stuff, but I really enjoy the podcast. Roman has a wealth of knowledge on like the history of the sport and everything. Like that's one of his like special interests. So like if you like all that stuff, it might be worth looking into some of the newer episodes or they had a
Yeah, I'll have to go back.
if the one that's gonna hook you, I forget when it was. It was like maybe either between season 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 when they started doing Tales from the Warm Up Room. Anthony talks about the whole thing that went down with Night Crew at West Side and going to Doghouse and like all the history,
Yeah.
sweatshop and everything. And that was like a really
Oh, that'd be
cool.
cool.
For any like West Side fanboy, like that was an awesome episode, and he pretty
Yeah.
much discloses everything, which I found it interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll send it to you,
Yeah.
Steve. I'll dig it up because I know it's somewhere in my played episodes.
Sounds good. Yeah. Um, I've been stuck on basically like anything that Fahey puts out and anything
Hmm.
that Stephen Thompson of Voodoo Power puts out. I'll listen to those. But like everything else is like all of the political stuff where it's like, all right, I don't want to not know this, so all of my strength and conditioning is very much like very more of like a wave where it's like, all right, I'm all in and then I'm all out. I'm all in and I'm all out.
I'm with you there too. Like Massonomics, I probably listen to it every other week. Like I'll listen to 2 episodes in a row and then like one will come out
Yeah.
now. But like I'm stuck hard on the audiobooks. Like they've got me sucked in, man. Like
Yeah.
it
Oh yeah.
started with Eddie getting me into Brandon Sanderson, and then ever since then, like all day, every day at work, whenever
Yep.
I'm by myself, like, and it's just not like right now I'm listening to it's like a fantasy book by some female author and it's totally written for women and I don't care like how lame it is. Like I'm sucked in and it's got to be like a 30-hour book. I don't care. Like I want the longest, the most amount of content. Like I could listen faster, but I enjoy it so much that it's hard
You
to.
just love getting caught up in the romance.
Dude, I don't care. Like some of it's funny and cheesy, but like it's you gotta like I've listened to some with Jess, and this is like I can't listen to this. Like this is just stupid. But like a lot of them, she's got me, and I've gone through and listened to them again. It's just entertaining, but like it comes back to like it's like that Lord of the Rings type like feeling like. Where they have like the elves and all that stuff and everything. Like I think it's cool. I don't care how lame it is. Like that
Matt's
gets me
just a
more than
hopeless
podcasts.
romantic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
cute.
they're weird ways of describing parts of the body without actually saying them. Like it's almost funny how many different ways they can say something without just saying what it is. Like it's kind of a joke at this point, but it's funny to me.
Somebody was talking about that with Napoleon Bonaparte, with some of his letters to his wife
His
were pretty, you know.
his like poems that he used to write for his wife.
Oh man, I'll have to look at
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot who that was, but they were like listing it off, and it was like what it was wild what he would write down. It's like they don't even try today.
Hmm.
There's no
Yeah,
poetry
he
about
just keeps Napoleon just kept talking about French battle rifles. I don't know.
Steve, have you read any Brandon Sanderson? I feel like, with as much of a Lord of the
no.
Rings fan, you would probably love it.
So I'm pretty good with like I distance myself from anything that I know I'm gonna get hooked on. So like I don't watch anime besides Dragon Ball Z,
Hmm.
and I don't read anything besides just like economics or mountaineering for whatever reason. Those are my two genres. So like it's all factual info.
Gotcha. Because like I think like
If
almost
I
all
go
of them are
fiction, I go
available on
way too
Libby.
in.
Like I
Yep.
I got the audiobooks for free and like you can get anyone can get a library card to the Brooklyn Library and you can get all
Yep.
those books on there. They're awesome. But like I think the last Sanderson book I listened to was like 68 hours of content.
Yeah.
Like you're hooked for like months, on one book.
Yeah. So my rule of thumb is basically like anything that I'm listening to, local library won't have at all because it's all like libertarian, Austrian economics and all this other stuff that
Hmm.
they don't want because they're communists.
Right.
So I stick to that, and then it goes really slow, and I have way too many books. Like if I look at my Audible right now, let's see, we've got this is where I'm just gonna steer this. I've got The Real Lincoln by Thomas D. Lorenzo, The Road to Serfdom by F.A. Hayek, Contra Krugman, because Paul Krugman's a jackass, by Robert Murphy, One Nation Under Blackmail, The Machiavellians, National System of Political Economy by Friedrich List. Uh, the one exception was Slaughterhouse Five by Kurt Vonnegut because he survived whatchamacallit. Oh god damn it. Dresden in World War
Okay.
II. The autobiography of Calvin Coolidge, Secrets by Daniel Ellsberg, Churchill, Hitler, and the Unnecessary War, Propaganda by Edward Bernays. Like it's all, fuck the government kind of stuff.
On brand for you though, Steve.
Yeah, yeah, it's very on brand, but it's a very slow go.
Yeah, see, I guess it just depends what you want out of it. Like, I just like to
Yeah,
be
I don't
entertained.
want to escape from yeah, I don't want to escape from reality. I want to prove that reality's fake and gay.
Yeah, this is just this passes my time while I'm at work, like, and I don't have anybody to talk to. If I'm by myself, I just put that on and it keeps me occupied all day. Or you find a good narrator, like when you
Yep.
like to fall asleep, like throw something on. But my go-to for like like stuck in bed, wide awake, I can't fall asleep. Any old table talk with J.M. Blakely,
Yep.
I am passed out in
Oh,
20
those are great.
minutes. And like there's good stuff in those, but like just the way he talks is just it's so soothing. It just puts me right out. It's hilarious.
That's funny.
You totally lost Paul with our audiobook rants. Bye, Paul.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right.
What do you
I
think,
guess
Steve?
we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
All right.
There might have been like a cumulative like 90 seconds of good content, so hopefully somebody gets something out of it.
Yeah, we'll find out. I don't really care if nobody listens anyway. It doesn't matter.
It's just fun to get on and
We
chat
have
with
fun.
you guys. Well, if we get on in 2 weeks, I can
Yeah.
have a follow up for the whatever stupid bench variation I do in 9 days from now. So we'll uh, we'll see how
Yeah,
it
sounds
goes,
good.
and um, yeah, because that'll put us at the day after New Year's. So that'll be the first one of
Yep.
2026. Do you got anybody lined
Yeah,
up
there we
that you
go.
wanted
Four
to
weeks
talk
for
to, or
not yet, but I know Sammy asked if we're doing it again, just let him know. So maybe
okay, yeah, we'll definitely get him on again.
we'll have him and I've got Brandon Sierra from Elevation Academy might want to come on.
Okay, cool.
He's a guy that dropped out of college and he's just a fast guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a fun one because he's very much like Sammy, but just younger.
Okay, cool. You know me. I can talk to anybody. I can talk for hours. We're at what do we get
Yeah.
on at 9? We're coming up on 3 hours here, probably, or 2 hours. Yeah,
Two.
2 hour
Two,
mark.
not too bad.
No, not
All
at all.
right.
All right, Steve. Take care.
Yep. You too.
Bye bye.